Hey, what's up, everyone? We're back, episode 5. Hope y'all doing good. I'm Kay,
I'm Chris.
and today we have a special guest. We Chris and I have spoken about this. How it's cool to see two dudes talk shit, but at the end of the day, you need that other voice. You need that female voice. You need that female intellect, that female opinion, because it's very important today. You know what I mean? And today we have the lovely and very opinionated, highly intelligent Kayla.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast, Kayla. We're very happy
Thanks
to have
for having me. Excited.
Yes. So Kayla, Chris, how long have you known Kayla?
Woof. Woof. Hey, I know. I don't even know. Cause I remember we met Joannica. We met Joannica when we was like 15.
Yeah. So you know
I started hanging with Johi when I was 13, 14. So that's a long time. I'm 30.
What? Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
So I know Kayla through my lady. Kayla's my lady. Shout out to Jesse. His best friend.
Best friend. Make sure you friend.
Her best friend. So I've known her for a long time. Kayla and I always have some great conversations. Kayla, she has a great point of view. And every time I post something on Instagram, she's one of the first people to be, throw an opinion on it or laugh at it. So, we always have good conversations. So I told Chris about Kayla and I was like, oh yeah, you definitely got to put her on. So, first of all, we're going to start today. We're going to start talking about this whole storm situation that happened the other day.
You have to change the view because I think the view is going to be that whoever's going to talk is going to be on camera. And it's not going to be the three of us.
I put gallery. So the other day we had a crazy storm, the remnants of Hurricane Ida. And people that live in New York, usually when there's hurricanes, we don't think about that shit. We just be like, oh yeah, it's gonna rain. Okay, cool. But on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? It was a little crazy. It was really bad. What did you guys see?
I just saw the internet. I didn't see nothing because, like I said, I don't live there anymore. So I didn't even know honestly until I saw the internet. Until I saw my boy George, the tattoo artist George, Mr. Ryan Apple. I saw him with all the craziness that he did with the hookah and with the floaty and all that stuff. So I saw that, but I didn't even know. I didn't even know what was going on in reality. I was like, it got me into it. I was in shock because I remember when it was Sandy when I was there.
Yeah,
I remember when I was a part of Sandy and where I was at, like the building was shaking and all that stuff. So I can imagine how it was for y'all over there.
Kayla, you saw anything?
I did. I was home that day. So I was seeing how it was raining crazy. But like you said, you never think like, oh, it's New York. A tornado. No, you think that more for down south or whatever. But I started seeing videos online of businesses being flooded, basement apartments, people drowning. These are things that you're calculating when you see, oh, it's rain. Oh, fine, we'll be fine. But it seemed that it was very, very bad. Like people died.
Yeah, I seen a video of people in an elevator trapped. Like the elevator was trapped, and then like the water was up to their necks basically. I mean, they still recording, so they're probably good because it don't matter what's going on. If I'm in a bad situation, I'm not recording anything. But they look like they was. I mean, first of all, I'm afraid of elevators, so I can't even imagine what floor that was on for the water level to be that high and then up to their neck, and then them to be chilling. I would have had a heart attack, but
I would have passed out. Sure.
I saw people recording in the train stations where the water was coming into train stations. I don't know what presence of mind you could have to see gushes of water coming out, and you're like this recording.
And still try to get on this train.
Yeah,
for real.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. See, she got the best point about the whole thing because we talking about floods and everything, and they was like she tried to get back into the train, which is ridiculous.
I saw this video of people like recording the staircase, and then you see people behind, like where the machines are to buy the Metro cards, and they were like lounging there, like were they waiting for the train? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? You're down there, you're underground. If anything, you are at the most risk right now. Like, try to get up them stairs, boy.
For real.
It's crazy because Jalene and I, we went upstairs to the front of the building, and you open the door, and it literally looked like a hurricane. Like at some point, the door just stayed open. And I'm like, oh, Jalene, we gotta put the door closed because we didn't know what was gonna happen. So we pulled it closed. It was crazy, and we thought we were good, but luckily, like, it's me bad to say luckily, but our block is on a higher platform. But apparently, I went on Instagram, and down the block on Southern Boulevard, it was flooded. The train station was getting flooded just down the block from my house. So it's crazy. I saw videos of cars getting stuck on the major Deegan Expressway. The cross Bronx, the Bronx River was underwater.
Yeah. Like literally under.
If you drive through the cross Bronx right now, you'll see cars on the side of the highway, abandoned.
I have a question because I don't drive, so I don't know much about like what would happen in terms of like insurance and stuff like that. Like, you know what was crazy? That the next day, the parking regulations, the rules, they were in effect.
Yes, they were.
Isn't that a little crazy?
Yeah.
So like, what if you left your car parked the night before? You know, you came from work and you come home and this happens. Who responds for you? Like, how does this play out insurance wise?
Well, that's the funny thing, because the way I look at insurance, unless it's not stipulated in the insurance paperwork, then insurance has to cover that. It's like the same thing in South Florida when you're dealing with hurricanes. In home insurance, they have certain stipulations in the policy where it stipulates what is covered and what isn't. In this situation, a storm has to be covered because they didn't stipulate otherwise. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of these people, the cars got messed up and they got full coverage. They're gonna get a whole new car. Now, this is the kicker: who doesn't have full coverage?
No,
and how often do we get storms in New York?
Exactly. That's true. No, but we have a lot of scammers in New York
and not even scammers, just people being cheap. There's many people that rather be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna, my car is this and my car is that. I'm not gonna put insurance, so you never know, or whatever, or it's too much. I'll do it in a few months or whatever. So I get it.
Whoever has liability and their car got flooded, se jodió.
Yep. I asked because I saw a lot of people posting about their businesses. So boutiques, beauty salons that were flooded and they're fucked. Sorry.
No,
they lost because I don't know if they didn't have like full insurance for their businesses or whatever. But when you think about it, these aren't things you're calculating when you're renting a space for a business or whatever. You're like, yo, it's a good spot, it gets traffic. You're not thinking if there's a flood one day, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna get the short end of the stick. So exactly. It's messed up.
And a lot of times, like even this happened with me, like when I bought I bought a car over here like 3-4 years ago, and it was like one of my first cars that I bought outright. And the lady that was doing my paper, she was like, you should get this insurance because it guarantees this and guarantees that. I'm like, man, please give me the car and give me the regular stuff and I'm good. And 2 years later, what she told me was gonna happen to my car or could happen, happened, and I lost the whole car.
What was that?
It was like something like it was an engine failure because when I bought the car, fluid from the fluid that wasn't supposed to go into the engine went into the engine and it messed up the whole entire car.
Something that doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like, trust me, it's just like it was like $50-$60, whatever, just do this, whatever, blah blah. And I was like, man, please give me the car. I don't want none of that extra stuff. The extra stuff doesn't matter to me. It's never gonna happen. I'm good.
If she knew about that happening to you, you'd be one of those stories she'll tell people. And
exactly.
The next people listen, I had this guy.
I didn't tell her nothing.
But that's what happened the next day. A whole bunch of GoFundMe's popped up because a lot of business owners did not have insurance.
And a lot of people had a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I see you out and doing this. I see you living large, vacationing 4 times a year, but you're not insured or you don't have the funds to cover this. Like, these are things people shouldn't look at in a situation like that, but we do.
Pero tú sabes también como son la gente que people live beyond their means anyways.
Yes.
So absolutely.
Does everybody? I mean, what you said is correct, and people need to get called out most of the time for doing stuff like that. But as human beings, we always live past what we really can buy, or what we really can get, what we really should do.
Well, because a lot of people are not business literate. You know what I mean? They don't check off
Yes.
certain boxes that you need to have a business. People just want to open a business, have a little money saved up, y ya. They don't think about insurance. You know, yo no necesito esa vaina. I don't need that. I'm good. And then the storm happens, now you flood it, and I was like, oh, and it's, what are you doing?
Yes, and I mean, like I said, I don't know how it is, because you just think about, let's say you just think about the store flood or whatever, equipment. Even to open back up, you're losing money because you closing for weeks, maybe even months. Who knows? The way contractors work is, who knows who's gonna fix what and when and what time and when you're gonna be finished. Because a contractor could look at something and be like, yeah, I'll be done in a week, and a week later they're still doing nonsense, and it takes longer and longer. So you're missing that. You miss it. You know what I'm saying? You have to, like, I understand. Like, some people don't do it because, like you said before, they're not literate to most of the, like the real world. Like, people think that going to school is gonna teach you whatever. School doesn't teach you nothing, just to add 1 + 1. But the real world, you have to experience the real world to know stuff like that, or have someone have the like, actually ask someone that's smarter than you. Yo, what does this mean? What does that mean? Like, you see how you ask? Not that I'm smarter than you, but you don't know about driving, and you ask.
Right.
What's the deal with something like that? Even though I don't know, I'm not gonna make pretend that I know, but I'm gonna say I have no idea, and I want you to get somebody that does know, so you can be good. Because what's the point? What's the point?
I mean, it comes down to a lot to ignorance, because a lot of people, they feel like they know enough not to ask. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's never bad to ask questions. It's never bad to know as much as you can. So in this situation, you decided to be ignorant, not get insurance, and not get this, and that would cost you.
Yep.
How about past the individual? A lot of people were hammering the sewer system and all of this, that is ancient, and the reason why I would say that I agree is because this is our second time going through something like this. There was enough time in between for them to have done something. Like, I don't know much, I don't know politics, I don't know, but dude, you lost so much money the first time around. Wouldn't that be something that's a priority, like government after government, to make sure that it doesn't happen again? Because now we know it could happen to us.
Yep. Well, I mean, you gotta think about New York City, how old New York City is, and how much every time, like, let's say when you go outside today, and wherever you go, you're gonna see someone doing some type of construction, some thing. So the same way they be constructing all these buildings, the underground too. But who knows what they really do?
My biggest beef about everything is that the next day, Thursday, the city wasn't shut down, and it was flooding everywhere, and there were still people trying to get to work. People lasted 2 and 3 hours trying to get to work. And so what Kayla says, it's like, where was government? Y'all didn't shut nothing down. Driving, parking meters and all of that was still in effect until the afternoon, when
people still got fined for getting their cars flooded. Like, are you serious? Until
the afternoon, where they realized that they fucked up, and they were like, oh yeah, everything is shut down till Wednesday. Oh, ahora. Pero y los fines esta mañana. Yeah, they still go or no?
And they probably kick them out, I think. You don't think so?
I mean, they have to, because
but still, think about the people that probably don't have the means to pay that extra ticket that morning, that try to get out there in the morning and do something. Like, I'd be pissed.
I told my boss, I was like, listen, the Bronx River Parkway is flooded. We don't have to go in, right? And she was like, no, it's okay, work from home. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
But you still work?
No, it's too sabes. It's not like back in the day. They usually, you don't come in. Yeah. Now we got Zoom y toda la vaina. Now you have to work from home. So it was insane. I feel like this is something regular going forward. The city, the government needs to do better. And business owners need to get on top of the shit and just insure themselves. Because it's insane.
Okay, el seguro. Listen, like I said, insurance is the worst thing to go through. Like, me being a dude that just learned how to drive when I got here to Indy. I had no idea. I didn't know what was the point of insurance. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? None of. I had no idea about none of that stuff. And even now, when I get when that money comes out of my account, I'm like,
what am I paying for?
Exactly. What am I paying for? Pero, like you said, look what happens. You never know. And it's better to live that way, that you never know, than to have an experience like you said earlier. Like, oh man, my business is gone. It's better to live that better, because you never know what can happen. Yep. But it's the worst.
That's what insurance is for. It's for what if. You're paying for a what if.
Even rent insurance, that's not something any of us would consider, because this is not my place. Like, But given the situation, you'd be stuck with the aftermath.
Yeah, exactly. I learned of renter's insurance here because the apartment we live in a basement, and unfortunately we've had a couple of leaks, and there's been water, and the landlord covered the first couple of leaks, but the third one's like, oh, you need to get renter's insurance because we can't keep paying for this. I was like, this is your fault. It's not my fault.
Right.
Why do I need to get?
I already pay your rent.
Yeah, like that all should be covered. So I need to move the hell out of here, but it's that's when I started learning about renter's insurance. Jesse and I, we looked it up, and it was like, we're gonna have to get it because we have a lot of stuff here, and God forbid all that stuff gets messed up. You no lo van a querer pagar.
What stuff was damaged before?
We had some stuff in the closet messed up. We had like about $300, $400 worth of stuff messed up.
Oh, okay.
So the first couple of times, they let us. We didn't have to pay the rent for 1 month. It was like a month and a half less of payment. I was like, okay, thank you. And then the second time they gave us half.
Would you say?
But,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. They gave the second time.
Would you say it's something that's worth it?
It is because the only thing with renter's insurance is you got to start writing down what everything is worth, and that's the problem because. Si tú eres una persona que you have, 3 MacBooks in the house, and then you have...
Yo pongo 4.
And then you have like a $4,000 TV and all of that, then the problem with that is your policy is going to be a little higher.
Just like life insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
The sicker you are, okay.
Exactly.
So it makes sense in my head.
Entonces el problema, now you're paying $150 of renter's insurance for a what if. You know what I mean? Right. Here we're more likely to go through that, but with a storm, that's probably like one time in the year. So it kind of makes you think, like, should I get this? Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But it was insane. I pray for all those people, unfortunately, that that passed, and people that are still going through it. There was towns also that were flooded, in Jersey. Hopefully everything, they were able to fix everything and move on. Chris,
I saw there was actually a tornado too, like a real twister tornado. I saw this.
South Jersey.
Yeah, I saw that.
South Jersey ripped through homes. It ripped through the roofs. Se lo comió vivo.
It looked like a movie.
Yes.
Like that can't be real in a city.
That's literally the way I was looking. I'm like, that doesn't look real.
Yeah, it looked very terrifying.
Yeah. Now that we're going through it more often, these people, like these governments, have to do something better because just dealing with the aftermath afterwards. Oh no, this is canceled and this is closed. Like, no, y'all got to do better than that.
No, and it's not enough for what you lose as a person. It's not enough for the monetary loss, for the stress, your car being under. It's not enough. No. Them canceling work the next day, it's not enough.
Life still goes on after the other day. A day's not gonna change anything. Like
there should be some kind of compensation where if the facts make you agree that the government had the majority of the fault, that they should fucking compensate you. Like
I agree.
This is why we put you in office. Like
we should get a stimulus.
Something. Something.
I used to live there, so should I get one? Can I get one too?
Yo te lo mando.
No, that's it. You abandoned us. You said something about I don't know what it looked like there because I don't live there. So.
But I didn't know. I don't know. I had no idea.
You're out.
I had no idea. I was sad though. I was sad.
No, thank you for your sadness. All right, moving on. So the other day, I was on Instagram scrolling. As I always do. Yes. So I saw something where
your page is one of my favorite pages. I'm sorry to cut you off, but your page is one of my favorite pages because the variety of topics, they don't fail to entertain me. So,
so you're welcome. I love it when Kayla be like, and she'll go right there and we'll have a whole conversation.
Yeah, because I write to be like, no, because I think.
Yeah. So I saw this post where so a lot of men tend to want physical relationships, and they want to say that they don't want nothing else. They don't want the commitment. So this woman said, She ran into a man and told him, if you just want sex and don't want commitment, how about you just get an escort or a sex worker? And, you know, the guy got upset and she found it hilarious. So I felt like this was a very good topic to bring up on the case of, if men don't want commitment, should they just get a sex worker for their own pleasure? Or what is that? What does it mean? So I want Kayla to go first because, you know, it's the female opinion. So what do you think about that, Kayla? When a man doesn't want commitment, should he just get a sexual worker?
What was the guy in the post upset about to begin with? Like, was he upset that someone suggested a sex worker, or?
So the woman told him, if you don't want commitment with me, why don't you just get a sexual worker to satisfy your needs? And he was like, oh, how dare you suggest that?
But because he thinks less of the sex worker, that is probably beneath him, or like, was it because it was coming from that person in specific?
I think it was both. I think it was, you know, how dare you tell me to go pay someone to have sex when, you know, it's me and you. You know what I mean? But obviously the woman wanted commitment and he didn't want commitment.
This is the thing. I think that it's a lot of different things that go into maybe why this person was upset, because there are people that, to them, it's nothing to maybe go to a sex worker.
Mm-hmm.
But when you speak of commitment, I feel like it's more than the physical activity that goes into a man wanting a girl there. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, some men want these perks.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the sex, but maybe the home cooked meal, or the person to talk to, or someone to here and there show off. And they just don't want to give them the commitment. I don't think it boils down to only the physical aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, if it were about the money, men still get upset when women are like chapeadoras or whatever. Like, they're not a straight up sex worker, but men have to provide a certain kind of lifestyle or gifts or whatever in order for these women to give them the time of the day. Some men are okay with that. Mm-hmm. Some men still complain about it. So I don't think it's about the money. I don't think it's just men kind of want their cake and to eat it too. So how dare you suggest that I go and straight up pay for this? I don't know. It could be an ego thing too. If you thinking about it, like, I'm going to go straight up and pay for that when, you know, I'm this person, or I look like this, or have this to offer. Like, I don't know. Maybe you should be okay with giving me these things, even though I'm not giving you fully what you want. I don't think they think about it that way, but that's definitely how they approach a situation and behave. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? I want to hear your point of view.
What do you think, Chris?
I mean, I've never done that before. I never even thought about that, because, like I said, if I'm gonna get into intimacy, is a little bit different. Like, I don't see the intimacy with you in a whatever escort or whatever. I don't see the intimacy. But I mean, in reality, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be that way. If I'm gonna be with somebody, even though whatever you might say, you might not want to have any, might not want to have any commitment or anything. So what's the point of even being with this person? Because you're just wasting that person's time. Who knows if that girl really feels good about you, or really
and your own too.
Yeah, but there you go. Your own time. Like, what is? I don't understand the point of you actually taking someone out to dinner. You actually taking someone out to a movie, and then you guys get physical, whatever, and then you be like, nah, I don't want any commitment. Like, bro, you're wasting valuable time when you could be finding someone out there. You could be doing something better with your time. Like, I mean, I understand, people like to be single, so be single, and don't even, if that's what you want, you just want to date around and everything. Make sure you tell that person that from the beginning. I just want to date people. I don't know. I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to find someone that fits me or whatever. But to be with a female, or to be with anyone and just be like, nah, I don't want any commitment, but we're still together. What is the point? I don't understand the point of that. I don't understand, how does that make any sense?
I honestly,
sex worker part, hey, you do what you have to do. If that's how you feel. I mean, I would have gotten offended too, not because I would have gotten offended as well, just because I'm like, why would you say that? But I understand why she said it. And I understand why she said it, but I would have gotten offended as well. So
or find someone that is down with the kind of relationship you have to have, even if it's not like an escort or whatever, or the prostitute.
Exactly.
I've never, thankfully, I've never had to pay for ass. I've never had to do that. So for me, it's like that literally, I feel like that's more reserved for like people that can't, or older people, if you will, that just, want that fix. I feel like the fact that she told them that it was, just because a man just wants to have sex with someone, it doesn't mean there's no commitment. There's a commitment type, but there's not the type of commitment that she wanted, probably. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, even if it's just fucking, unfortunately, for lack of a better word, they're still talking, they're still hanging out, they're still going out. It's literally still a relationship. Now, clearly, she probably wanted more depth to the relationship, and she probably wasn't getting that, which probably comes with time. But to just suggest to get a sexual worker just because he wants to have sex, maybe he is a friends with benefits. You know what I mean? Which is still a commitment. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, some people want commitment in a certain way, and not.
It's even more of a commitment, friends with benefits.
Yeah, literally. Because no matter how you look at it, people always say, "Oh, it's just friends with benefits."
It's also the way.
Go ahead.
Men and women look at sex and intimacy. I feel like we approach it differently. Like, it also depends what kind of sex they were having. It depends, like you said, what kind of time they were spending. Like, for example, if we are only friends with benefits and we get intimate to that level, and let's say there is no protection at some point, hell yeah, I'm going to want some kind of more of a commitment, because now I'm putting my livelihood at risk because we're not exclusive, but we've gotten to a space in this non-committed commitment that could be dangerous for many reasons. Health-wise, and I have with friends with benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends the depth of the actual relationship. Like you said, there are different kinds of commitment, and I think that's where there's the disconnect between you guys and us. It's okay for you guys. It's maybe comfortable. You know what? I have this chick that I'm able to come to. I know she's clean. I know that she's probably not messing around out there. It's convenient for me because I know she won't get me sick. I know she got me. But for us, it's like, let's say, dude, what if I get pregnant by this guy that we have an agreement that it's nothing serious, but yet I'm here giving a part of me that is so, I don't even have the word for it, not the actual physical part, but what it comes with. The feelings, the intimacy, whether you want to or not. Like I said, what if I get pregnant by this person? So it depends how uncommitted this commitment is, because things are crazy nowadays where people are able to just do them and move on. But if we're talking about something where they had something ongoing, let's be real. A month, 2 months, 3 months, no matter how uncommitted this is, come on, bro. We have a relationship of some kind.
Yeah,
exactly. And someone's gonna get feelings, regardless of who it is. It might be the man or the female.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have feelings. Someone's gonna take it a little bit more seriously. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh no, we're good. I just do this. We just chill, whatever. I just call her whatever." Someone's gonna catch feelings somehow. And as a I think that we have to stop that as men, as to the fact that it's good for us to go and have that person that we can call whatever. Like. Like, you're just like, that's something that was taught to us. Standard. Yeah, that's something that was taught to us when we were younger, and that's we're not supposed to be that way. Like, we have to have some type of dignity, and we got to stop celebrating us with this chicken, with that chicken, with this chicken, with that chicken. Like, we have to stop doing that. Like, I understand, like, it was fun, it was everything, and it, whatever, it sounds fun, but we got to stop celebrating. We have to stop celebrating that ourselves. Like, that's not right.
It's different, because when you were younger, that was something you wanted to be celebrating. Now that you get older, it's like, hold on.
That was my goal.
Yeah, literally. But now that you get older, now it's like,
even in these songs, if you hear about them, like.
So it's one of those things. I just feel like, even if it's sex, there's still commitment there, and in a situation like that, you just got to talk it out and see what exactly is it. But some women don't know how to handle that conversation and don't know how to push that forward, and some women get upset about it. And they tend to be like, "Oh, you just want to fuck me, and that's it." No, I'm not that kind of woman.
And I've seen this happen. I've witnessed this happen. And I've spoken to guys. I tend to make friendships with guys where men don't know how to be straight up.
That's true.
I've met very few men that have been that have the audacity, that have the nerve to a girl, listen, all I want to do is fuck, and they complicate their lives because of it. And believe it or not, there are more girls out there than you believe, than you would think, that are okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta be straight up from the beginning. You don't be selling a dream from the dead, like, oh, I want this with you. I see. Don't do all of that just to get some ass. Yeah. Though sometimes the girl's on the same page as you. She's not trying to commit. Yeah. And if you're both on the same page, it saves a lot of the drama out of these situationships.
It's true. It's true. So it's just about being straight up. Being straight up. I feel like when she told them that,
if the girl's not with it, then move on.
Yeah. I feel like she was just trying to piss them off.
That was like a low blow. Like,
yeah, that was.
No, you don't deserve. You don't deserve friends with benefit. You deserve a prostitute. Like that's how low I think of you. That was kind of personal.
So yeah, that was a good point, Kayla. Like people need to be more honest about fucking. Like you said, more women just they do want to fuck. They do want to have sex, and they probably don't want the strings because a lot of women now they say that niggas are the new bitches. And I'm sorry for saying the N-word.
Yeah.
So.
So some women, some of you are not relationship material either. Because sometimes I think that's what it boils down to also. Like men is like, you know what, I like to fuck with her, but I don't really think I want to get into that kind of commitment. And you can straight up tell a girl that. Like, you're fuckable, but you're not really wifeable. Like, I think that, but sometimes women think the same of men. If you're straight up like, listen, it'd be cool if we did this and that, but I'm not into that right now. And don't give the line like, oh, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. That's not what I'm looking for now. Because then the girl makes it their duty to be like, oh, you gonna be. Oh, this is gonna change. Just tell them it's not, that's just not where I'm at. And more girls are down than you would think. Some girls are not trying to do all that relationship stuff either. Like,
you got to think about it as
it was a lot of drama.
As men, we are the ones that try to get y'all. So when we get y'all, we're not trying to say things so y'all will leave. So it's difficult. Like I know dudes that'll say it, I have no problem. But most dudes will be like, man, if I say this, then I'm not gonna get nothing. I'm gonna get 0, 0, nothing. And might as well just string her along so she can so I can still keep doing what I'm doing and not offend anybody or just, because we don't like you guys receive it. Like you guys receive it. Oh, damn, you look good, or you guys receive it. We have to dish it out. So when we dish it out, we're like we're trying to catch, and then once we catch something, it's gonna be super hard to you try your best not to let it go. But I mean, it's what you said is correct, because I rather it's better that way, because you avoid a lot of stressful situations.
It's all about honesty. I've in my life, I think I've only had 1 or 2 women actually tell me, listen, I want to fuck.
Right. And you weed out the ones that are not with it. And
yeah, literally. And it's like, it's 2021, people. Let's be honest. If it's just companionship, say that. If it's just physical, say that. If you just need somebody to talk to on the phone and give you a little bit of attention, say that. I feel like that's the issue too, where women, they string guys along just to keep getting that attention.
I mean,
but that's a conversation for next time.
And it also takes a guy to be like, listen, what is this really? Because we got away with it. This would be another conversation. There are things from both ends, from the women perspective and from the men's. Like, there's fuck ups and on both ends.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, we can't let the fact go that Kermis era un papi cuando era joven, de que I only had 2 girls propose sex to me. Yo, coño. I wasn't involved. Yeah.
Remember who I am in this conversation.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
She knows this. She knows
that's
this.
Why
she knows this. She knows this. Jesse knows
that's why we can't let that go by, because he said it real smooth. I had 2 girls. So, what I'm saying, like, he's real smooth.
I wasn't sworn to. I didn't sign anything by getting on this podcast.
No.
Jessica's
friend. Whatever's in this show, Jesse knows already. So just every time we run into a picture, we run into a video, Jesse always has to hear the topic. Mierda, y estaba bueno en ese tiempo. Lo estaba acabando. And
I can picture her. Coño, ya.
Jaylene be like, yes, Dad. Yes, we know. You're killing it. Yes, Dad. Yes.
I see
it. Literally. And Carter be like, Dad, what year was that? 1996? Yeah, that's Carter's favorite year to mention.
96.
96 for whatever reason. I don't know.
Maybe because it seems so far away from him.
Me duele pecho thinking about that. But yeah, I've had that twice in my life where women just came up to me and said, I just want to fuck. That's it. And I was like, I wasn't ready for that because women don't say that.
Were you offended?
I was caught off guard when it was like, what?
Okay.
And as a man, if you're a man that's just looking for ass, you're happy. You're like, oh shit, yo estoy bueno. But if you're a more, man with standards, you're like, wait a minute. You start asking yourself questions. Like, is she clean? How often does she do this? And so forth. But in that moment, I was young, so I was like, okay, that's what you want to do, So.
Oh, okay. You listen to this, right? But you can relay the message. Okay.
She's right there. She's hearing everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm saying everything, open season.
Gotcha.
But I respect women that are open and honest about situations, about that. You know what I mean? Because honesty is what's up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But don't string a nigga along and be like, oh yeah, let me send a flirty text. And now you have this guy trying to talk to him for months ahead, and then then you realize when you have sex, he just want to have sex, and you're like, oh, you're an asshole. No, boo, like this is what it's been to. Like we don't, what's good,
Kayla, will you ever propose to a guy? Will you ever get on your knees and propose to a guy?
No.
Thank you.
I'm very modern. I'm very open-minded. No.
Thank you very much. See? Okay, you can continue, Kermis.
That was a conversation from last episode.
I could see why women, it's not about humility for me. It's not about, I don't know. I personally don't see me like, and I get why some men may feel like, why not? But I feel like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know if genetically you are built to chase. Like, the way men approach women, I wouldn't last a summer. You know how often men get shut down and they just keep going? Like, that has to be something built. Like, it comes in your DNA to not have that much vergüenza.
That's why I said the thing earlier. That's why I said it earlier. That's why I said earlier. That's why I said earlier. It's mad hard.
In the animal world, I wouldn't have survived because I would have got shut down 3 times and I would have been like, fuck this. I'm just not having children. So I feel like in that sense, if you are not going that hard to want to spend the rest of your life with me, like I'm already providing the means that for you to feel that way. Because if you think about it, when you propose to a person, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, of course, it's a mutual understanding. But you do the chasing. I don't know if it makes me sound like ignorant or whatever, but I don't see me getting on one knee. I just don't. I don't see me getting on one knee like, would you marry me? Would you spend the rest of your life with me? Like, I can tell you these things, but I still expect you to do that. I don't know how to explain it. It's complicated, but I wouldn't.
No, you explained it correctly.
You're explaining it correctly. I get it. And it's a good point that you touched, the fact that, men, we go through shit. And a lot of times, we're going through mental shit, and we see a lady and we'll be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And women will be like, nigga, please, like, get away from me.
You know how often I've rolled my eyes so hard at a person that is like, just because I was in a bad mood. And I'm just like, I wouldn't ever talk to another woman if it was the other way around. I'd be like, nah, fuck them. Yeah. Like, that's it.
Do you know? Okay. You see how you said that and everything, and whatever you say is correct. Do you know you like you say you don't know how that feels? That is the most demeaning aspect of going out and to a bar or to a club or to even anywhere, to a place, and you see a lady, maybe you have good intentions, maybe the dude has good intentions, and he's like, man, I really like this girl, I really feel like whatever, and you go, hey, how you doing? And she'll be like,
like you're dirt.
Yeah. That's literally the worst thing ever.
Literally. And
I mean, I can only imagine, like, rejection doesn't feel good for anybody, but you guys just, you keep going. Like, how are you built like this? Like, there has to be something there that is specific for that. Like, there's a gene that got put into men to withstand this, like, to be able to take it. Because I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have kids.
It's funny how you say that, because I always tell, because I have female friends that they just se quieren probar la última Coca-Cola del desierto. You know, they think they're the hottest shit. And, you know, they were like, oh, I just, you know, this nigga tried to get my number and I didn't, how dare he? And, you know, I try to humble sometimes my friends, because I'm like, you do realize that a lot of times with men, they're second, third, fourth, fifth options, just like women have. So a lot of times a man might be trying to pick you up, but you might be the third person, or you might be the fourth person that, you know, you probably wasn't the first option that he was trying to pick up. You know, I've been with friends out. Yep. I've been out with friends, and, you know, the first hour of the night, you know, they're trying to pick up this shorty, but when this shorty is not with it, at the end of the night, you're trying to go home with something, and they pick up sometimes the sloppiest of chicks. I'm not.
Their standards go from here. Oh,
it goes down. But the issue with that is that sloppy chick, all of a sudden, se la quiere abrir aquí arriba, because now somebody's trying to pick her up, and, you know, and all of a sudden now you got somebody that's beneath standards. You know, not that, you know, everybody.
And that's crazy. I doubt many women think of it this way. Like, what pick of the night am I today? Like, if you ever tried to, like, if you ever got picked up at a bar. That'd be humbling. You're right. That's the word, humbling.
But Kermis, don't lie. But don't lie. If it happens to a man, if that happens to a man and a girl comes up to you, a man comes up to you, a girl comes up to you and be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Gassed is not even the word.
Yes. But because we're not supposed to do the chasing, we generally don't do the chasing. So you're like, there has to be something about me.
Yeah. I'm looking good today. I'm looking good today.
Couldn't take it.
Yeah.
But there's levels to who's coming up to you. You know, there's different levels. True. Because if it's a baddie que está viniendo a ti, hey, what's up? ¿Tú me entiendes? Or, you know, winking at you or whatever and staring at you up and down, it's different than the sloppy chick that you like, don't come up to me. And Chris, this has happened to Chris. We're like, don't come up to me. She's like, hey.
Now has Chris taken one for the team?
No, never that. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe I gotta think about it.
There's an honest face here. That's what I was told.
That I've seen, no. But Chris doesn't.
Que tú he visto.
No.
Okay.
But Chris goes out with, you know, different people all the time.
But it happens. You know,
I used to go out with different people.
You know, they might have a different story. I've always seen Chris to have some kind of standing when it comes to
a little bit
women. You know what I mean?
No, but like I said before, it's very like once that happens to a man, once a dude gets hit on, or sometimes even if it's a number, like let's say a 4 or whatever, but once a dude gets hit on, that's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, of course.
That is so I'm like, man, women get this all the time, because a woman walks by and any dude, even if it's a weird, ugly dude, a guy be like, damn, you look beautiful or whatever, and they're just like,
dude, like, I feel like men are just wired in a way, because it be days where you look the bummiest, like your hair looks crazy, you're in sweatpants, and you'll still have that one crazy mother that's like, damn, you're just like, what are you looking at that I'm not seeing, because I look crazy.
But that's how you know, Kayla, that you got natural beauty. You know, some women don't have natural beauty. Some women, they be there with the bonnet.
Thanks for that. And also, you guys are a little wired in a way. You guys are wired in a way that you're just, your approach, you chase. And I think that's not true. That's nature.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. But, you know, just something for the women out there, the toxics, to keep in mind. You know, be humble.
Be like Kayla, humble.
Yes.
Maybe I wasn't always humble, so let's just put that out there.
And not just that, Kayla's a married woman now. So
there you go.
No, even before, like, when you're young, sometimes it depends the stage of your life you're in. Sometimes, you know, when I feel like when the younger that you are, everything is just so intense and everything is so like fabulous, and you're blinded by, you get so much attention that it's not so much that you feel that you have options, but you do.
Yeah.
it's not so much that you have good options. Sometimes you're like, dude, it's not so much that you're not good enough, but this is not exactly my type, or I feel like I can get the men that I, because you have all these options. It depends on living and saying you are.
Yeah.
To be nice about the letdown, to be, know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely. But that was very interesting how we segued from, the initial sex worker to proposing to, are you the fourth option?
I would have liked to be part of that conversation. Would you like to be proposed to? I have to watch. I'm gonna have to.
Hell no.
I have to watch the podcast then.
You got to watch the last episode. So it's like I said we live in a new age. So if a friend of mine wants to propose to their man, I told Chris I'll laugh about it a little bit, but I tell him, do you, boo? I don't see me being able to be in that situation. Chris said the same thing also, like it's a little embarrassing to because now people start thinking like, wow, what does he have, or is she the idiot? Like, what's going on? So I wouldn't want to put myself in that predicament. But if it happens, what
kind of relationship are they gonna have moving forward? Is she the one that took this next step? Is she gonna have to take every next step? Like, is she gonna have to be the one to decide when we're having children, or is she gonna have to be the one to put in the battery for this or for that? You know what I'm saying? Because the proposing is the first stage. You still have to kind of wet.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people break up stage because it's fucking stressful.
In reality, what woman?
If you're already not holding that down in that sense, it makes you question.
Yeah.
It makes you question. Like, did I not cause these feelings for you? Did I not inspire you to do these things? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little stuck up in that sense, but I feel like every woman deserves that kind of fairy tale. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, whatever.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Not that you have to do it, but if it is gonna be done, it should be the man.
Perfect.
Definitely, I agree.
Rolling his eyes.
I think we've reached the we kind of went over today.
It was fun.
It was definitely fun. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, who died apparently of it seems like a drug caused suicide. So yeah, that's what they said. They said they found drugs in his penthouse in Brooklyn.
I don't know, it was a suicide.
Well, overdose. I didn't want to say overdose.
Oh.
But that's what they're trying to find out. But rest in peace to him. If y'all know who Michael K. Williams is, he was on The Wire.
Definitely.
He was on a couple of shows and movies.
Omar coming.
Yeah, there you go. So rest in peace to him. It sucks. We got to talk about the drug epidemic now with, they're lacing weed, they're lacing coke. It's crazy out here. That's the topic for next time. But please be careful, everyone out there. It's insane. Know your plug. Make sure your plug is legit, because it's crazy. You can't trust nobody.
And know your limits.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This was a very fun episode. I loved Kayla's input and opinion.
Thanks for having me, guys.
She's good money. She's always been good money. So
yeah,
keep it going. I look forward to watching the next one, guys.
Yes, definitely. Chris, you got anything you want to say before we sign off?
Nah, Freddie, I love you.
Freddie, we miss you. Hopefully. I
was gonna ask, what is KFC? And then it hit me. Thank you, guys.
All right, y'all. See y'all next episode. Be safe.
See you later.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.